Okay, welcome everyone to the channel of Wendy. This is what my guides call what I do on Wednesday nights. Okay, yeah, because there's quite a few who'd like to talk to me, and I thought it would be nice to share my conversations that I have with them with you guys. Okay, and also channel through some energy for healing and or clarity, whatever it happens to be that they want to share with us. So my two closest guides are Pleiadians. I've got Adam on one side and a lady who I am sure I'm getting her name wrong. It sounds like Shannania or Shania or something like that. Anyhow, so I've got those two. I also have other galactics. Also have archangels as well, and dragons, all kinds of beings. Just kind of don't mind chatting to me. So I don't mind chatting to them, telling you all about it. Okay, so yeah, today's recording is about the topic of individuality from an alien perspective. Okay, because they are aware that we have a lot of hang-ups about, I guess, about using our gifts that we're born with, doing, even like doing things that we love that may not be considered spiritual or good for other people, but just anything. So they wanted to talk on that topic and send us some healing energies to help us kind of, like to start doing more of what we love, what we want to do, what yeah, what we're meant to do as well, is in the form of our gifts and the gifts that we have not even uncovered yet. Okay, so I find this fascinating as a person who until very recently was always swapping jobs every couple of years, trying this, trying that, and just never finding, like my pocket in life. And I didn't find that till I decided to develop my psychic abilities. So that is another story, but that is what I did. So light's too bright. Okay. Yeah. So all right. So we're just going to start by connecting in to Gaia first, which is the beautiful energy of Mother Earth. Now it is quite rocky at the moment because of the Schumann resonance kind of kicking up and down, and the electromagnetic energies coming from the sun lately. There's just kind of, just as you kind of get settled, they fly up again. So yeah, so if connecting to Gaia does not feel like as smooth and steady, don't worry, you're still connecting to her. Hi, Carol. Okay, so what I'd like us to do is just ground first, because we are going to be connecting to some beautiful angelic and galactic energies tonight or today, whenever you're watching this. And it's always good to be grounded first, because we always have to come back, fully into our physical bodies at the end of something like this, so that we, don't fall over things and our attention span comes back to physical reality. Because when we're in this space here with me, it is very much it will feel non 3D. So feel free to close your eyes if you wish, or keep them open. Fine. Okay. All right, so just going to ground and just allow your breathing to slow and come into this beautiful golden space that is the channel of Wendy, energetically. Beautiful. So lovely to see you and feel you all here. Thank you. Just calling on the beautiful crystal light from above to come down over us now. Just shower us just with a feeling of cleansing. And just kind of washing that backwards and forwards over you. So if you feel like you're rocking, there is a reason. It's because I kind of not just letting you wash downwards, but like sideways with this beautiful light. So just allow that to come through you. All right, I'm just dumping any rubbish down. Gaia will take that and recycle that. Please don't worry about what you are letting go of. Okay, all right. Excuse my, I don't know, I'm kind of having a weird hair day. I've been in the car driving a lot today. Anyway, so never mind. So, okay. One of my alien friends is laughing at me and they're saying, Wendy, we think hair is so weird because we don't have any, yeah, that particular race. Anyway, yeah, okay, I get it. I get it. So, yeah. And they're also saying, Wendy, you shouldn't worry about going bald. Like people who worry about going bald, they don't worry. It's to them, it just means that there's less in the way they the way that they like to put it. They said the earth is so complicated. The more you can simplify your life, the better in their eyes. Okay. Thank you. I believe I'm asking them which race they are, and they're telling me they're Antarian. From the Antares system. So, people, we can Google that later. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, and these guys, the people from Antares are friends with the mantis beings. So they're the giant praying mantises. Which is interesting. And the praying mantises are quite intellectual. So if you're thinking of Big Bang Theory and thinking about Sheldon, that's kind of what praying mantises in general are like, and that's the ones that I've met. I can say that is the case as well. But this is a description from someone from Antares with no hair telling me about the praying mantis beings. Okay, and I'm asking them how tall are they in comparison to you, and what color is your skin? And they said, "Oh, our skin is a bluey green." And they tell me that they've got geometric marks, like we would consider tattoos, that they have on their skin, and as they go through, they call them like kind of like rites of passage, or whereas we kind of say on earth we have like one awakening and like, oh my god, now we realize things that are not physical are real. They go through several awakenings, and each time they go through like a phase of awakening, they get another mark on their arm. So you can tell how kind of, I guess, how mature they are, and their level of knowledge by how many drawings they have on their arms, basically. So, yeah, and I'm asking how do we determine that you're different to the Arcturians? And they said we have small ears. The Arcturians, if you actually ask them to show you their ears, some of them, depending on your level of awareness and visibility, I guess. I have seen some that have ears that they look like cat ears, but they go straight out at the sides. I have a drawing of that. I will put that in. Hi, Joe. And hi, Kerry. And anyone else I've missed, I'm sorry. I'm busy trying to look at an Antarian and describe them for you. Okay, so Antarians are kind of, well, they're saying when they're up and about, they're similar to the people in size, but they never get fat. Oh, thanks. And they have little tiny ears, like I have tiny ears, but there is like half mine, like this tiny section. They're the Antarians, whereas the Arcturians, so the blue guys, they have is that are kind of actually a bit furry and stick out at the side, but they usually have them pushed back because they're a distraction for humans. It's kind of like, when we have our hair out, it's out. Like when they have their hair out, they have their ears out. So, yeah, so that's just a bit of weird thing on the side. Okay. All right. So I've got this Antarian being who's still in front of me and wants to talk to us. So I'll continue and ask them on our topic tonight, which is about individuality. what they would like to share with us. So excuse me if I close my eyes, guys, because it sometimes helps me to sometimes focus in a bit better. Okay. I'm just saying thank you so much for being here. What what are your thoughts, or what would you like to share in your wisdom on individuality? Like what is that like? On my question to them, to this being, is what is it like to live on Antarians? Do you have like individuality, or do you have corporate mind? What do you have? And they're saying, Wendy, everyone's individuality meshes perfectly where we come from. And there is no concept of being afraid to show anyone who you really are. It's very different to Earth, for, they're saying many reasons, different galactic history than us, different beings coming in, and they have not had the same level of interference with, and differing, good, we're going to, on Earth we'd say good galactic beings, bad galactic beings trying to turn us into slaves, and us trying to break free. And yeah, so we've had the whole gamut of that when they have not. Yeah, so they actually don't have any fear of being who they really are. So like to them, it's normal. Like, of course you would be who you really are. It's kind of like we for example, look at our pets and we see their personalities, and we know that's how they really are. Okay, but somehow with people and with ourselves, we think, oh, I can't be like that. Why am I thinking that? What are people thinking about me? Am I okay? Like they don't have that thought or that question. Am I okay? Hi, Taylor. Okay, so these are the Antarians. So okay, I'm just getting a wisdom download now. Like, thanks very much. From the Akash, like literally this giant book through the back of my head. Okay, so thank you, Antarian. I will do my best to draw this Antarian later, and post it up. All right, they have very skinny arms, as well as tiny ears. Okay, thank you. And they kind of, yeah, they kind of have heads like ants. I'm like, is that why you're called Antari? And they're like, Wendy, it's very obvious, but yes. Okay. All right. So on Earth um we have been given a lot of damage around our individuality. So guys, this is me, Wendy, stepping back, and my female Pleiadian guide, Shannon Naya, I think that's how I say it, you say her name. Just going to step in. Okay. All right. Thank you. Wendy's just getting used to my frequency because normally Adam talks through her, not me. But welcome. It is very nice to meet you all. And yes, I have been an observer of people on Earth for a very long time, eons. And when I have not been here personally, others of my race have been here, and I have also received downloads from their wisdom, much as you would get a USB and have information from other people that belongs to you. Like you might want to hang it around your neck like a key. I have keys of wisdom is how you might describe it, as well as my own studies and fascination with people on Earth, and with helping them to return to love, to loving themselves, and loving the process of life. So yes, so this process of being an individual has really been rocked, damaged, crushed, cracked out of people through various traumas throughout their various lifetimes. You may wonder about the origin of this. Those of you who are familiar with galactic history will know there has been more than one galactic race that has come to Earth. The Annunaki for harvesting gold for their planetary care and for the existence of the biosphere and their ability to breathe on their planet. They required gold, and the Earth atmosphere was such that their machinery could not work in the gravity, so they had to find humans to do their work for them, and then they had to dumb them down to do their work for them, because humans were actually awakened. Not all of them, but there were pockets that weren't. So they created a slave race and put programs into you all that were involved in that would stop you from being an individual. Because if you're an individual, you would say, no, I'm stopping for lunch now. And another person would say, oh, I'm not hungry yet, I'll stop for lunch at another time. And this was not productive for their work. And also it would mean if they were being an individual, they'd say, oh, you know what, I really don't like this work, I'm going to go find something else to do. Yes, I volunteered for this, but no, now I'm going somewhere else. So what they did with their genetic engineering of humans was to take that out, so that the hive mind was overlaid on top of your genetic imprint. So you call it, I guess you call it togetherness, but it is, when it is not positive togetherness, it is this hive mind that they tried to put into the genetic coding, and it just ended up sitting on top and creating an earlier death. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why Earth people no longer live for thousands of years, was the change in this coding. It just became too dense for the human coding to just like carry and keep sustaining your physical bodies here on Earth. Okay, so that was one of the things that happened. And then, of course, there were the, I'm just going to loosely group them together, lizards and draconians. We could go on forever about that, but we won't. But they also brought in programs of fear and programs of harshness. And again, if their own cultures were such that individuality was not freely permitted, as, for example, as it was with the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki actually were able to be individuals and themselves. That's why the Egyptian gods represent different Anunnaki people, and you can tell they have all different characteristics. Okay, however, the Draconians and the lizards had and still have a corporate identity, much like ants all serve a queen ant, or what is another example that Wendy knows? She's saying rocks. And I'm saying, no, rocks have a different type of consciousness, Wendy. But yeah, they have their own corporate identity where they serve the leader. In the case of the lizards, they serve a leader. In the case of the draconians, they serve the community, which is led by a leader. So, okay, I have a message that's popped up on the Zoom. Yes, if they're programs, can we delete them? Oh, yeah. Good question. And yes, we can. Okay. So, yeah, so the draconians and the lizards put in fear and harshness. because their hearts beat faster when someone is experiencing adrenaline at a low vibration. So that translates to fear, pain, abandonment, anything that is a lower vibrational emotional energy, makes their hearts beat faster. So they actually get energy from that. That is the way they have evolved over eons, and we let them live peacefully, and we have galactic agreements now with them. So they are supposed to have left this planet by last year. If there are any hanging around, please just put your hand up and say, galactic team, I'm feeling something that feels draconian. If you're not sure what a draconian is, just think of a Dracula person, and you pretty much got it. Okay, Dracula from a horror movie, kind of, that's it. So if you're ever feeling that, just stick your hand up in the air and go, help. Okay. They cannot do anything if you say go away, but it's a good idea to tell the galactic team or to call out to an angel, and they will come and usher them nicely according to the galactic agreement to where they need to go, away from Earth, to back to their own kind, because Earth is raising in vibration and they're getting really uncomfortable. And if one happens to come to you, you could ask it if it wants to go to the light as well, or you may not, your choice. But quite often they will want to do that. Otherwise, they will hide and they won't even let you know they're there. Okay, so please do not be alarmed or scared. They're not on their home planet, and they need to go back with their collective because it's too uncomfortable for them to stay here. Okay, so so that's them. And yes, the lizards have a ruler, and they feed off. Well, what does they feed off? They don't feed off humans. They feed off coldness, the energy of coldness, and so Wendy's getting all these things. She's saying, please don't say that. And I'm going to say it, Wendy. Okay, the lizards, according to human biology and human levels of cleanliness, are not clean. And they do not smell nice. They're not going to smell like roses. And again, that is just the way they are as well. And there is some cleanup. Cleanup work is not quite the right word for it, Wendy, but it's more like negotiations for living on Gaia, because there are still some lizard races living on Gaia, and attempting to be, kind of like Gaia is happy to have them here, if in their own separate communities, not interacting with humans. When they interact with humans, they tend to override our free will, and again, they also don't understand individuality at all. So somebody under the influence of lizard energy, I guess you could say, would, if they were a school teacher, they would not understand why every child would take the same set of coloured pencils and draw something different. They just would not understand it. And then they would want to say, oh, no, let's draw something the same together. And everyone does everything exactly the same. So the lizards have influenced our doing physical things the same as everyone else does physical things. That's very lizard. And the Annunaki of kind of these are your tasks, do them as a corporate group. That is Annunaki. So now I'm going to step back aside and let Wendy connect with Ptah. Who's going to bring in some coding reversals for these two two things. So the Anunnaki, we must follow the herd. And so she's writing down, and the lizards, which are, we must do everything the same physically as everyone else. So they're very much, we're going to call that the uniform code. Okay, and then we've got the herd code from the Anunnaki. Okay, are we all clear on that? Great. Okay, hi Natalie, hi Frank, hi Juliana. Okay, all right, so we're going to get rid of some coding now if you've just come in here. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the herd coding from the Anunnaki, from our gene codes, and then the uniform code from the lizard influence. We're going to call that. Okay. All right. So thank you very much. I'll hand it back over to Wendy. This is me, Wendy. I don't really know how to handle this yet either, but I'm just going to go with the flow. All right. So I'm just connecting to Ptah. He is known as the Egyptian god of creation. Okay. Yes, he is linked to the Anunnaki. I'm asking, are you Annunaki? And he's saying, Wendy, please don't mention it. It's like, please don't mention the war. Please don't mention that I'm Annunaki. Okay. That's funny. That's all right. Okay. All right. So he's here to help us with the code reversals. Okay. All right. So please feel free. You don't have to do anything special except say, okay, if you're open to this, by all means be open to it. You're welcome to feel the energies before you allow them to touch, like to feel like they're coming into your DNA. It's, you are completely sovereign, and you are free to, hold it off till later, or revisit, or do something yourself your own way. It's all up to you, your choice. Okay, so all right, so we've got this really golden energy coming around us now. It almost feels like chanting. Okay. You might feel the vibration of the chanting. It's very powerful. I can feel it through my ears. It's chanting, but it sounds like it's at such a low frequency. It's like the level of a gong. One of those old gongs that goes boom. It's like that. Okay, so you might feel that. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to speak some light language, and I have pieces of DNA code in front of me. For those of you who aren't aware, I do have a ancient history training with Ptah, with genetic coding, as well as the sacred geometry coding of the human soul into the 3D body. But now I'm accessing the genetic material section. So for those of you who are visual, I'm just going to share that with you. It feels like I have different straws like in front of me with little balls on the end of them, which are pieces of DNA. So I'm just asking what they're going to do with these. And they're saying, Wendy, we're preparing multiples of these. And what these are, these will go out to everyone who would like to receive them. So they're placing them in the field for your gene coding to naturally pick up what it needs. So it's a bit like they're not going to replace any part of your gene coding. What they are is kind of like if you break your arm or your leg, you know how they will, or you sprain your ankle. Sometimes they'll the doctors will put a splint around it to straighten up what was broken. So it's like almost like that, like this pen on my arm. Yeah. Okay, just like that. All right. So and they're different sizes, and they're and they're actually hollow in the middle, kind of like a chicken bone is hollow, or a bird bones are hollow. Okay, so very light. I'm asking, why is there a hole in the middle? So I'm curious. Okay, there's a hole in the middle just to allow for the flow of ether or air, basically, so that it will not weigh down your DNA in any way or stop from functioning, because our DNA actually is always moving. It's not stationary like our bones are. It is actually moving, like you see the DNA spiraling. When it's healthy, it is moving. So it's very light. The kind of splints that are coming in, and they are programmed to sit with the right color on the top and the bottom. So you don't need to worry about how do I stick this on? It'll stick by itself in the right place. So, all right. Okay, I'm going first, guys. This is a guinea pig. All right, okay. So I'm asking where this DNA coding is going, and literally it's going straight into my brain. So, so you might feel some cool energy, like a cool face washer. Maybe it's warm on the front of your head. Just letting you know that is the DNA coding. I can actually feel it going down the back of my neck now, and it's very cool. And Ptah is telling me, yes, Wendy, it's not invasive. It is a magnetic light alignment. Okay, some of you might feel that you need to hold your breath. That is because the coding is going in. And that's okay. Just breathe again. Okay, now there's another color of DNA coding going in. I'm asking, what's this one for? And okay, it's telling me that the herd mentality change that the Anunnaki made was part DNA, part neural interference. So that's why the first lot of energy's gone into our head, and we've kind of gone, well, I've gone kind of gone, just my breathing has stopped for a moment. Because I'm like, what is that? And it feels like missing pieces. Because the herd mentality program, the way to get people to behave in a herd is for them to not realize that they're individuals. So the part of our programming that program, maybe not the right word for it, our original source code programming allowed us to modify whatever we wanted in our own thought patterns, or so the ability to create using raw materials was like, it was like unfettered, unhindered, not blocked in any way. So that I had to actually pull bits out and break up the bits so that our creativity couldn't go from step A to B to C to D to E. Okay. It would be hard for us to put things together creatively. That was part of how they made us into a herd for their work. So I'm feeling like my frontal lobe is now expanding, getting bigger. Great. Yeah. Okay. Someone's got their throat linking up. Yeah. Okay. All right. So just this energy feels to me like a really strong blue kind of vibration around the front of my head. Okay. All right. So people just use your use your own head and just allow your head to examine this energy and see if you would like it. If you would like it, just ask to receive what feels good for you at this time. Okay. Great. Okay. All right, another part of the herd mentality programming was to make us fearful to speak. Okay, and that was actually something that has affected not our DNA, but the link between our throat and our heart energy. So some of this energy that came in your head earlier or around the side of your head, you might feel it go in the back of your spine. And just allow your spinal fluid to drink whatever it wants from this, because it's like there are two major colors and a third color. So there's some green going in, there's some blue, and there's a little bit of yellow for some of you who are really connected to the sun. Okay. To me, it looks a bit like a candy cane. You know, the ones at Christmas, the green and red and white, except this one's blue and green with a bit of gold. Just allow that to flow down your back. Okay, and go across your shoulders, down your arms. Okay, I want you to all look at your hands. And just notice that your hands are yours, that they belong to you. They do not belong to anyone else now. Okay. All right, just hold your hands out in front of you and ask for the codes that these are thought codes now, the thought codes that no longer serve you, to just land in the palms of your hands. Beautiful. Imagine white flames in your hands, just burning them up. No longer needed. Great. That's great, isn't it? Simple. Thank goodness. Okay. All right. So the next thing is, okay, so Ptah is saying, Wendy, the next bit of coding comes from the Akash. So thank you, Ptah. All right, he's done his bit with the Annunaki because he actually was Annunaki, so he knew how to reverse it. Okay, and okay, so I'm just going to the Galactic Akash. I'm just going to get some information stream back down. Okay, can I please have the information on how to undo the lizard's uniform code where everyone has to do everything that to look the same to fit in? Okay, thank you. All right, so this is a code that belongs to the lizard race, and it's really gross how they got it into human DNA. I don't know if I want to share that. It's kind of like whatever comes into your head, probably. Okay, all right. So I'm just going to ask, can I please have from this code that I can see in my hand here, this uniform code that they gave to us? Can I have the leadership pieces, because the rest of their code will follow their leader, because that's the way they think. Okay, so I've got two leader pieces. Oh, interesting. They fought each other. Great. Okay. All right. So we've got like literally a mess of two different codes here. That makes sense. No wonder people on Earth are fighting. That they can't. That one follows one leader and the other one follows another one, because the lizards did this as well, even on Earth, in the history here, which is interesting. And the way they infiltrated the human psyche, and I'm just going to say mixed with humans. Okay. Sorry, give me a second. All right. I've got the two leader codes here, like little dots on my hands. And then the rest of it, I'm just pulling it out like two strings of spaghetti. Okay. Sorry. Okay. It's really, it's kind of, like a lizard tongue. Yeah. Kind of feels like that. Okay, the coding. Okay, I'm just stretching it out. um, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the coding worked. Their coding worked by coming not quite in our auric field, but it felt like they had this really stringy code, and that when it was big enough, it would like literally just wrap around groups of humans. So, and it would capture our thoughts in some way, like a thought field. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to get the bits that from this coding that stuck to the humans. I'm just asking for those bits. Okay, great. Okay, so they just fell out like little Lego blocks or teeth from the stringy bits, and they just landed on my table. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to scan all of those because they're the bits that stuck to us, and I'm going to find them in you guys' fields, and I'm going to ask all those codings to come back to a central bowl here. All right, so I'm putting the bits that I found from the original lizard uniform code, putting them in the bowl, just energizing that bowl. So just put your awareness towards that bowl, and anything that is not organically yours that matches anything in that bowl, just allow it to leave your bodies. Okay, leave your quantum field across all time, space, dimensions, realities. Beautiful. Oh, it's filling up. It's great. Some of you might feel like your lungs have more space right now. Any uniform that you've ever worn, this lifetime or any other lifetime that has restricted you, you are free to energetically remove it now. Send it to this bowl in the middle. Yeah, across all dimensions, space, realities. This is about all the things that made us feel like we had to outwardly conform. Thinking that if we didn't, there would be punishment, or we just wouldn't even let ourselves think about, oh, what do you mean I can turn left instead of right? Or, for some of you, it might have been what hand you're allowed to write with in school. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to ask if there's anything from the 3D reality in in the life that we are presently physically in here, from any kind of media, so social media, internet, advertising, blah, 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 all that electronic media, as well as propaganda type stuff. I'm just going to ask if any of that matches anything that from that uniform code. We can let that go as well. Okay, all right. Now the lid's just gone on that, so that's great. I'm just going to ask the galactic guides to take that away. Okay, they're collecting a few baskets from other people around. So I've got the big giant one here, and there are other little ones around here as well. Okay. All right. So they're just collapsing it down and spinning it. Okay. Some kind of recycling tube they're putting this up through, because I don't just dump this stuff anywhere. Okay. All right. So I'm just cleaning my hands. there. I was going to clean my hands. Thank you. All right. Okay, so where all that coating has been taken out, I just want you to connect to the free-flowing energy lines that are running through Gaia. They feel like lines of light, liquid light, and they run. They're not the one that runs up and down, but the ones that run horizontally around the Earth. Okay, Gaia is carrying basically healing waters to fill up the spaces that have just been taken. The uniform code that has left our energy fields, Gaia's going to fill it up with that beautiful crystalline source code. So we're not left with any holes or gaps in our fields. So just allow this filling of water to come over you. Amazing. Right. Some of you might feel it up kind of like under your neck. Others might feel it down a bit lower. It's just going to recede slowly. You're going to feel like it's moving, the water's moving away from you now. Okay, so you've all received what you need. Okay, if any of you are feeling any physical pains anywhere in your body, there may be an energy cord that's kind of you're becoming aware of because you've got all this pure water around you. So just tell it to let go and it'll let go. Okay. All right. Because yeah, negative energy cords can't hang on to this kind of watery crystalline frequency. Okay. All right. So right in front of me, I can see a triangle of crystalline white light. It's an energy portal. Okay. All right. So we've got the Arcturians now who are tending to all of your individual energy fields. If you're wondering why Arcturians, they're the blue dudes who like to communicate. They can communicate across more dimensions than most of the other galactic beings, and they can actually meet you in the fifth dimension, which is where we go to in theta brainwave state when we're breathing really slowly, when we're meditating, and also just before we go to sleep and as we wake up. Okay. So they're able to talk to us when our brain is in that space. Yeah, so you can just feel their frequency. And if they're saying if you want to feel their frequency again or are interested in talking to one of them, to imagine a white light triangle like this and like this. Okay. And ask to speak to one of them. Yeah, they have very gentle energy and they don't yell because they're of the light. There's the one's telling me, oh, Wendy, I might yell if you're about to cross the road and you don't know there's a car coming, but that's about it. Okay. So, okay. All right. So, okay, so all their energies have gone quiet now, guys, and they've all stepped back. Yeah, so I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you to Ptah. Thank you to the Antarian being at the start. Thank you. Thank you to the beings from the Akash who gave me the information that I needed, and thank you to all the other beautiful beings of love and light that support us all the time. Okay. All right, so I'm going to turn off my Facebook Live in just a moment. Thank you for everyone who joined me live. If you have any questions, pop them in in comments, there's a post immediately before this Facebook Live. If you want to comment there, or if you want to send me a private message about how you found the transmission, that would be great. I'm asking, are there any side effects to this, getting rid of the herd code and the uniform code? And they're just laughing at me. We're just going to have more fun. Okay. All right. Okay. Embrace the outer weirdness. Yeah, which makes life much more interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to turn off our Facebook Live now and then stop the recording. So thank you to all the beautiful people who came today and who are watching on the recording. And love and light to you. Let's all expand in freedom, fun, and happiness. Hey, okay. All right, thank you.